Well, looky here and say, Heidi ho, it is Thursday, and guess what? Harold may be gone, but that doesn't mean rain chances are. Let's talk about in this Thursday edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. Good morning. It is Thursday, the 24th of August, 2023. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Baldyinchief David Reimer. Tropical Storm Harold certainly brought some heavy rain to portions of the South Texas region, Rio Grande Plains, Edwards Plateau, and even down into portions of the Big Bend and southern Permian Basin. Some folks saw over 5 inches of rain, which is now starting to send a flood wave down the Rio Grande. We've seen at least one site go into major flood status, with the river going from near 2 feet up to over 20 feet. Very impressive rise in water there, but unfortunately, while some folks did get some beneficial rains, most of the state saw zilch, zero, nada. Less than the hair on top of my head, which admittedly is a little more than usual. The head does need to be shaven, but alas, I'm lazy. In the rain department, well, we're not going to see all that much over the next day or two, but hey, you know what would help if I actually loaded the correct clip? And I thought I did, but technology hates me, so I'm sorry. Here we go. Here's the right one. You can see we are going to have a couple of showers, maybe a couple of storms today across various regions of Texas. I think this model's being overambitious with the amount of precipitation across the Brazos Valley, North Texas, Northeast Texas, but a couple of showers and storms along the entire Texas Gulf Coast, down to Rio Grande Valley, Coastal Bend, Southeast Texas, the Golden Triangle. Hey, you know what, Houston, you may get lucky and get some more rain today. And of course, some of those storms, assuming they behave like typical summertime popcorn storms, cloud ground lightning, localized gusty winds, some heavy rain, and if you even get lucky, you might get a little pea-sized hail. Doubtful, though. Widespread rain, not likely. But hey, you know what? The more of this we can get to pop up, the more cloud cover we may get. And you know what? It may still be 100 degrees, but if it's a little bit more cloudy, at least it's not going to be 102. I know, me being ambitious, optimistic, pick your term. All right, here's the wildfire danger the next several days from the Texas A&M Forest Service today, Friday, and Saturday. For all intents and purposes, it's going to be moderate to very high across the entire state of Texas. Not a big day-to-day change here, but if anything, maybe a little lower on Saturday across the western third of Texas, and we'll talk about why in just a minute. All right, here is the upper level pattern over the next 5 days. That is what I didn't do right. You see, I linked scenes, and when I changed one file, it changed the other, and I didn't do it right. Anyway, here we go over the next 5 days. Easy version. Big old hurricane in the Atlantic, not an issue for us. The potential for tropical mischief in the eastern half of the Gulf of Mexico next week, not going to be an issue for us. Could be a big issue for someone along the Alabama or Florida coast. On our weather department, big old mean upper level high that has been causing us nothing but headaches over the last month and a half, really, is going to weaken and is going to shift into southwestern portions of the United States over the next several days. What that's going to do for us here in the state of Texas, at least the northern half of Texas, is it's going to allow that northwesterly flow to return. We had that in late June and early July, and that is going to, one, help drop temperatures a bit, at least back towards normal. I mean, we're not looking at a big holy moly guacamole fall magical cold front, but we are going to knock temperatures back down from the ridiculous values they've been out. And two, because we're going to get rid of that high pressure, we're going to have just, not as much sinking air overhead, and that's going to allow some of these tropical bubbles to develop, which is good because we need the rain. In terms of rain over the next couple of days, this honestly is just Sunday morning through Tuesday morning when we may have a slightly better chance at some rain across the western third to western half of Texas. You can see we're not looking at a drought buster here, but we are looking at the potential for our, outside of this Herald earlier this week, the potential for somewhat of a widespread coating of maybe 1/10 of an inch all the way up to 1/2 inch of rain in places like the Panhandle, West Texas, the Permian Basin, lower amounts across Northwest Texas, the Big Country, the Concho Valley, and again, you can see it just scattered here on the map. And again, you know what? Maybe we'll get lucky and can continue that trend next week, but it beats the map looking like nothing. Either way, this isn't going to be a drought buster by any stretch of the imagination. We're going to need a lot more rain than that. Temperatures over the next 5 days, well, I'll give you a hint. Today is going to be hotter than a hot dog. 96 in Amarillo, 95 in Lubbock, 100 in Midland, 105 in Wichita Falls, 107 in the DFW Metroplex, 102 in Texarkana, 106 in Tyler, 109 in Lufkin. That's abhorrent for the Piney Woods. 105 in Beaumont down the Golden Triangle, 104 to 107 in Houston, 106 in Waco, 106 in Austin, 101 in San Antonio, 102 in Victoria, 97 in Corpus Christi, 98 in McAllen, with about 90 degrees in El Paso and far west Texas. Tomorrow, same thing, except things get a little warmer across the Panhandle, West Texas, and far west Texas. Not a whole lot of change in the temperature department. Saturday, same story, but Sunday we're going to start to shift things just a little bit. Notice temperatures starting to fall a bit in the Panhandle as we start to see those rain chances slowly increase. The possibility is there this weekend that we could see those isolated to maybe widely scattered pop-up showers and storms across several regions of Texas during the afternoon. Nothing widespread, but at the same time, it won't be like the last several weeks where literally the high pressure has been directly overhead, preventing any sort of afternoon popcorn shower type activity. Now here's Monday when we are going to start seeing some changes. Highs in the 80s across the Panhandle in West Texas with cloud cover, at least scattered showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures starting to drop a bit here across Texoma and North Texas. It's still hot, 98 in Wichita Falls, right around 100 in the Metroplex, and unfortunately a little bit of compressional heating across the Brazos Valley, southeast Texas, still triple digits, but maybe by Tuesday we can at least start knocking these down a little bit more. Now, I'm not saying it's not going to be hot, but at this point, I think we can all agree we're tired of the record high temperatures. That doesn't look like it's going to be happening, at least for a couple days next week. Now, is this the end of summer? No, probably not. Unfortunately, we're probably going to have another upper-level heat dome reestablish its happy self over the state by the second half of next week. But you know what? We will just take it one day at a time. So that's going to be it for your Texas Weather Roundup today. We'll have the next one out bright and early by 7 a.m. on Friday. Y'all stay cool. Stay dry if you get lucky enough to get a shower nearby. We'll talk to y'all again later. Have a good one and God bless.